The sounds of these Wyoming mountains are calling a favorite son back home to Hamilton Ranch. And Doug Hamilton is ready to walk through these gates and saddle up for a new chapter in his life.
Hey, Doug. Hey, Ted.
You see, Doug is a bank loan officer working 30 miles away from the ranch, but preserving the future of this family land is demanding a commitment from Doug and his pregnant wife, Michelle, to leave the city behind and make their living on this land.
There's a lot of it that scares me, you know. You work hours and hours will I have the time for my family that I want?
It's a question many farmers and ranchers face today. Who will take over the family land when parents and grandparents age? 4 generations have worked Hamilton Ranch, raising sheep, cattle, and row crops.
When did you start saying, I'm ready to go back?
Well, I think I've always known that I've wanted to. I thought it would possibly be certainly sooner than it has, but it's as you get older, you realize how many challenges there are to coming back and to making it all work.
Doug's grandmother Eleanor knows that overwhelming feeling all too well. More than 40 years ago, Eleanor's brother was killed working on this very land. The question then, as now, what happens next?
Her brother was killed in a tractor accident, and leaving her as the only other blood relative.
There was quite a good deal of talking about selling the place. And of course, Merle and I didn't want to sell it, but we only had pennies, you might say.
It took 12 years of hands-on hard work for Eleanor and Merle to take over and save Hamilton Ranch. The ranch tapped artesian wells to deliver needed water for expanded grazing and crop diversity.
There you go. Come on, buddy.
For Doug, one of the biggest mountains to climb is riding away from a steady paycheck at the bank.
You have to really be able to manage money and expenses to make ends meet. It's easy to live paycheck to paycheck. It's not easy to live paycheck to paycheck when it comes once a year.
You wonder sometimes if that's a smart move for a young couple nowadays. They both have good jobs, and they can make a living, better living than this.
But a strong family foundation is deeper than finances and a fear of failure.
There's a lot of benefits to living in an ag family. You just spend a lot of quality time together and be with each other every day, and it's a lot of hard work, but you get to do it together.
So Doug has decided to follow in the pioneering footsteps of his grandmother and his father Keith.
Families that don't have generations that want to come back, they look at the rugged lifestyle that we have to endure, and they opt to not have to do that anymore. And so for me to have somebody that wants to go ahead and take that chance, that they can take the time that it's going to take to make one of these operations run, I'm just tickled to death.
I've known since the time I was really little, a kindergartner, that this is what I lived and breathed. It's what my ties are to. They always say you should do what you love and do what you do best, and I'd say it would be this.